All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol Nndm, Nano Dimensions. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all my subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. So, Nano Dimensions has actually had a bullish run from the recoveries of 268. That's the lowest point we've seen this reach when it hit a bearish run after reaching $6. It reached quite above that this last time, and it reached up to 633, 634, give or take, and it fell down to the 402, 403 range, give or take. Those are the lowest points that we've recently seen, and there's been a recovery since that point. We're on our way back towards almost $6. That's one of the most important numbers right now. $6, then the 633, 637 range, and from that point forward, breaking away from those points and reaching newer highs. Now, is it possible to reach those numbers again? Certainly, as long as the bulls continue to load up on shares, and since there's more outstanding shares now, that is a good sign because now there's more shares to buy, which could produce this upward trend as large orders tend to happen and continue to happen. Now, let's go ahead and see here how this broke through resistance. It was at 507, our resistance. It got broken through, and also, which was our resistance from yesterday to today. Now, before it was broken through, this slightly dipped. It broke through the 507 mark, broke through the 50-day moving average, and continued to work its way up. And it's currently sitting at the 570 mark. We're going to look at our highest point in just a moment and our support. And then I also want to talk about the next resistance level to keep in mind. So where's the 50-day moving average? Well, the 50-day moving average is 523. We are currently above it, which means we're in bullish territory. And the moment we're below it, we would be in bearish territory. So let's go ahead and see here what the highest point is that we reached, and then also the support here. So this is a very narrow stretch, and we're going to talk about this a little bit broader before we look at these numbers. I want every single investor to be aware of these numbers to the T. And like I said, this is very narrow here. This is super close. I mean, there's not that far gap or anything like that. This is like to the T here with these numbers. But I want us to look at this very closed in and then a little bit spread out, because it's been working its way up closer to $6, and also with the volatility of the up and down, but it's been in an upward direction. Now, we have the highest point here before the fall. I've talked about it. This is probably the most important level, $5.99. I like to round it up to $6, but it was $5.99 before this dramatic drop here that we could see. But I like to round it up to $6. That is the most important resistance level for this to break away and start to reach newer highs. That needs to be broken through, turn into a support, and the bulls continue to move further away from the 50-day moving average, which is 523 currently, and start to work their way up to newer highs, new resistance levels, and work their way deeper into bullish territory. So that's our most important resistance level if this gets broken through. Now, our support level, which is the next support if this support gets broken through, is down here at 530. I'd write that down. 530 is super important to keep in mind. That's your support level right before getting to the 50-day moving average of 523. So I want every single investor to have that as a point of reference where you can pay close attention to this support and 530 to see how the stock is reacting. Even though we're still in bullish territory, the bears could discreetly be moving this one closer and closer to the 50-day moving average to get it into bearish territory. So I want every single investor to be aware of this and pay close attention to this. Now, let's look at the numbers closed in and what's important for the next trading day. These numbers are all important as well for the next trading day, right? The one lower support level here and the higher resistance level up here. But I like narrowing in as much as possible so that we can quickly know what's going on and where is this going, and then how it reacts in between these areas. It gives you a better sign of who is dominating the chart. So the resistance is 575. That needs to be broken through, turn into a support, and the bulls need to break away from that resistance and work their way up to newer highs. I want to emphasize that they need to do this. The reason being is because they've created a large momentum here from down here at the 481 mark and started to work their way up to newer highs significantly, got well above into bullish territory, and for them to continue this momentum so that the 50-day moving average does not catch up to the price, they need to break through this resistance, turn it into a support, break away from it, and reach newer highs and new resistance levels. So I want every single investor to be aware of that. Now, on the other hand, we have our support. This support level is pretty broad from the 50-day moving average all the way to it. So that's why I'm using this midway point here at 530 as a point of reference. So I want everyone to keep that in mind. But before getting to that number and the 50-day moving average, 560 is the first support as this continue to run and level off. If 560 gets broken through, pay very close attention to how this stock is reacting. How quickly is it moving to newer lows? I know we're still in bullish territory, but you need to watch the behavior closely. Are the bulls even trying to reappear to bring this one back up, or are the bears tearing this one down fairly quickly? Those are the cues you need to look for and pay close attention to it. Now keep in mind, wherever the bulls decide to reappear, their goal is not to just cross back over support at 560 or break through 570. It's to break through 575, turn that into a support, and reach newer highs. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video, and in that video, I will be discussing about the S&P 500 index and how it's been rising several points on scheduled dates. As you see here on the graph, these circles are the dates that the pumps have happened, and I use them as examples to show you guys how much the stocks have risen and the S&P 500 index rose on those dates. And the reason why it's rising is due to the fact that the Federal Reserve is pumping the markets. On these dates, the charts and the dates speak for themselves, as we can see it here. And I break it down into more detail in the video. But just to summarize it, on these dates, the S&P 500 rises, and there's individual ticker symbols rising up with it. Anywhere from 30 cents to $3 per share. I know it may not seem like a lot, but per share that does add up. And these individual ticker symbols are giving you back profits. These are profits. And like I always say, profits are profits. Whether it's $1 put into the market and you get back $2, you've put in an initial investment and you got back more than what you started with. That's what it's all about. And also in the video, I go into further detail showing you guys these dates and showing you how much it rose. Like for example, this was one of the last pump dates. And the lowest point that it reached was down here at 35.11, and the highest point reached was 35.57. That's like a 40-point jump. And here we're seeing the same thing. It went down to 35.88, and it rose up to about, I'd say, let's see, this is all still in the same day. It rose up to about a total amount of 36.23. When you do the math, that's almost a 40 to 50 point jump. And there's individual ticker symbols rising up with this. Now, I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm just here to inform every single investor on the great news, on the opportunity to maximize profits and minimize losses. You have to do your due diligence and research, but these charts and the dates speak for themselves. I mean, this was probably one of the largest jumps that I've seen in the last couple of pumps. And it was down here at 33.02, and it rose up to about 33.88. That was an 80-point jump. There was probably ticker symbols rising up more than $3 per share on those dates. And even on these dates, there's individual ticker symbols rising more than $3 per share. Check it out. See for yourselves. And my best advice is look for ticker symbols that may be resembling the behavior of the S&P 500 index, and you'll be able to go ahead and give it a shot. Check it out. Again, I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm just here to go ahead and share the information along with every single viewer and investor. The video should be popping up soon. If you haven't seen it already, pop up. There is the link down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.